Okay, there's been a lot of doom and gloom about an AI-led wave of mass firings, but the reality may be quite different. A new survey from Ernst & Young shows that just 17% of companies that benefited from an AI productivity boost have gone on to fire workers. So could it be a sign that AI job loss fears are overstated? Oh, Jackie, okay, you just gave me the ooh.
Yeah.
That gets you first dibs on this question.
Okay, so this is something that happened to me yesterday at a doctor's appointment. I was getting my colonoscopy consultation, and the doctor was explaining to me how the process works, and he brought up that he uses AI through the process to conduct the colonoscopy, and that it guides him through, that, you know, he doesn't rely on that in any way, and he's been doing it for 35 years. He doesn't need the AI, but he said it guides you. It's good to have a second set of eyes, even if they're virtual, and on the off chance that it might find something that he did not see, you know, it's a win-win situation. So I was starting to already think about collaborations of AI,
yes,
as opposed to AI eliminates my job. And I just thought that was an amazing real-world application of it, where a job isn't eliminated, but your performance is enhanced as a result of having that tool.
So, Marcus,
enhancement.
Enhancer. So productivity enhancer, not something that's necessarily going to get you fired. There is the other piece of that, though, which is, are you looking to hire the next person as quickly, or are you thinking, I'm just going to get more done with the same number of people who are much more productive?
I think about the labor pool overall and really spend time wondering which positions could really be most affected. Hotels, restaurants, sports, things like what you guys do, not affected. Uber drivers, not affected. Construction workers, building manufacturing, not affected. Customer service, airline agents, people you call on the phone to get answers, affected. And by the way, I don't think anybody loves customer service experiences today when they call for anything.
I also had this thought yesterday, Taylor, based on something that you said. When I think about the other application of AI in my life right now is when I call customer service and they put me on with a bot. But before, I was calling and I was being put on with somebody in a call center in another country.
Yep.
If you're eliminating a job that wasn't an American job, I'm much better with that than having it, you know, having it be at home.
Brian, I think, and Dagen will correct me if I'm wrong, I think the statistics show us we are in that low hire but low fire mode right now.
Okay.
And I think,
Stagflation?
Marcus.
I'm just saying that's what that means. Just
Yeah.
sorry.
That's not what stagflation means. It just means there's low labor market churn. Stagflation is economic growth and inflation problems.
Low labor market churn is what she just described.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not
But
stagflation.
as long as
Continued.
anecdotes. So we are not firing, but maybe we are not hiring. Let's pretend I'm a financial firm. We talked about this yesterday with the guest we won't name. I need to do a research on 10 companies. I need to ask AI to pull up the financials for all these 10 companies so I can look at a PE ratio and decide what is the best value stock right now based on that metric. I used to have an analyst do that. That analyst can now do that in a quarter of the time. So instead of firing that analyst, I have that analyst do that plus 3 or 4 other things. And I am not hiring 3 or 4 other people to do the job that that one analyst can now do thanks to AI. Increasing productivity, right? More hours, more production per hours worked. I feel like that's where we are, but I also remain very optimistic about, and I've used this analogy before, before the radio and TV didn't exist, being a news anchor was not a job. Technology, developing the newspaper, the radio, developing a TV, allowed this to be a job. Pre that technology, this didn't exist because we couldn't imagine it.
Yep.
So I'm hopeful that AI will create a job that today we cannot imagine, but that new technology will create new jobs that will exist because it's coming all full circle. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm curious, Dagen, if you think the real risk for AI really ever was massive job loss, or if that was sort of a red herring and the bigger cost of AI. There's lots of benefits potentially, Taylor, and I agree with you. But the bigger cost is that it drastically slows down hiring as people try to figure out what they can do with it.
I never bought into any of the alarmism. I never bought it. And I've brought this up before, like what Elon Musk said. It was in like a few years ago,
Yes.
where he wanted all large language model development beyond where we were at that point to stop. He signed on to this letter. Why? Well, because he was behind at all of his companies. And he's also friendly with communist China. So it gave China a leg up, and it would give him a leg up if it happened. And I had to fight verbally everyone on TV I was on with, saying the sky is not falling, that AI is not this danger, because people were describing it as if it was like robots were going to wake up and take over the earth, which is what Elon Musk, how he was portraying it, that the computers were going to take over. And at that moment, if you went, and Jackie, this was in 2022. This was an article that was written in by the Mayo Clinic. And this is how far we have come now, where this technology, AI-assisted colonoscopies and endoscopies. But with AI colonoscopies, this was research done, that the rate at which, they're called neoplastic lesions, but cancerous lesions are not detected in a screening or surveillance is the most relevant cause of post-colonoscopy colorectal cancer. And AI-assisted colonoscopies reduce that miss rate by 50%.
That's amazing.
And I'm sure it's higher now, because this study was done 3 years ago. So AI has changed the world, and it's not getting rid of doctors.
Right.
It is just making doctors better and providing better health care for people.
Reestablishing a meritocracy is what it's going to do more than anything. Where if you're an average performer at a business, you're out, and you should have been out before. It's going to increase speed, decision, performance, and meritocracies have to be back.
Don't kill me, one thing. You could also, the productivity in the financial world you were talking about, people have wanted more time off, more flexibility. That's something post-COVID that's exciting for them. Maybe you don't have the same person doing the work of 3 people. Maybe that person gets a little bit more of a bonus and gets a little more flexibility, and you still have the same number of people there, even though they're more productive.
Super fascinating stuff.